Sup?
Sup, dudes? Welcome to the 3XG Production Champion
dude?
Spotlight, featuring Frisco Foz, the Legends of Runeterra player.
Yes, I'm the legend, dude. Hi.
Next up is Jose Mercado, the man who has the fisheye lens, as you can clearly see, his wonderful new camera. It's been buffed since last patch, as you guys can tell.
Here's a patch update.
Yeah. Next up, we have the thickest boy, Matthew Combs, who has had his walk speed adjusted as of patch 8.0. He now moves at half the speed to demonstrate his level of thickness.
Thank you. I needed it.
And then finally, we have Richard Zapp, the Min Min enthusiast. To celebrate, obviously, you know.
I have played ARMS. I have played ARMS for exactly one game. Exactly one
For exactly one game. And then I'll be your host tonight, Pat O'Neill over here. You can buy my system voice pack off of Steam for $2.99 as downloadable content.
And also
so yeah,
got that patch note also got a crouching low 2-frame.
Oh yeah. I can 2-frame now with my down tilt or crouching medium, whichever one you guys prefer, based on whether you are a real fighting game player or a party game enthusiast. I have to be both.
Spoiler alert! I am in my alternate no pants art.
Woo! Okay. So yeah, this is was episode 8 of the CoronaCast. Every time I'm the host, I have no idea.
I think it's episode 9.
I have no idea. So tonight, we're basically just gonna do like another roundtable discussion of just things that the community wants to hear our opinions on. It was pretty popular last week. Some of our hot takes, as the kids call it nowadays. So we've got a couple of those, and I guess the most appropriate one is hotcakes. Yeah, like pancakes.
Hotcakes. We're gonna hot takes.
I am partial to short stacks, but yeah. So
Tier list incoming. I can feel it.
Yeah, the obvious segue into the first topic. The obvious segue into the first topic is the anniversary box, which is obviously I guess they're gonna start doing previews for that relatively soon, because I think it comes out like first week of August or something, right? Yeah. Second week of August. I have no idea, but yeah. So we're just going to go over our wish list for the anniversary box, things we want to see, because traditionally the anniversary box is something that Bandai puts out that helps, older archetypes or like less played things. So this is basically your chance for your tier 4 leader to actually get some support. So we'll start off with
talking to me, my tier 4 leaders.
Oh no, that's a dig at Trey, who I love very much, as you guys know. But yeah, no, Frisco, we'll start it off with your wants, hopes, desires for the anniversary box.
I want Meteoric Vegito to get a buff. That's what I want. Zap, I don't care what you do. You can go to sleep.
We wasted so many hours trying to make your dream a reality. I'm never going to get those hours back, Frisco.
No, wait until you hear my...
Let's just take a second to all talk about Frisco's choice here. Because me personally, I think Meteor can only exist in 2 worlds. It's either unplayable or it's the best deck in the format.
Exactly.
So I don't know if I can co-sign on it.
Yeah, I know, right? Because it costs 4, but I don't want to make it a way to be more consistent, or give Red Vegito a buff. I'm cool with that either way, but I'll save Red Vegito for later, because I think we're gonna be talking about leaders and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I want to make Meteoric Vegito. He has a signed SPR. It looks sick. Let's increase the stack. Let's bump it up.
You're really into this Legend of Runeterra style patches, aren't
right?
you?
Yeah, he wants buffs, bro. I mean, it got nerfed after the Funimation controversy.
+2.
All right, so Jose, what are you looking for from the anniversary box?
So based on my patch, so I have better quality of audio. So my selection for this night will be Candy Vegito, of course. I would like to get some candy in my life. I have been dieting for a long time, so I would like to break my diet at some point and get some sugar, get some carbohydrates. Yes, I would like to have a deflect medium, so I can actually play candy and have some fun moving things from energy into the player area. Battle area. Thank you very much, Pat O'Neill. Back to you.
Show me candy on the board.
What is candy?
That's one that this is
about, bro?
Corona
Candy's
Cast
basing a Vegito.
Family Feud edition.
What are you guys talking
Yeah,
about?
I don't know. I think candy would be really sick. I don't think it's gonna make it in. Like, I don't know. Like, does anyone know what the window is for this? Like, what was it? Everything's come out since the last anniversary box, right? So what is that, like, set 7 later, right? Last August was. Yeah, last August was was Assault of the Saiyans. So I would think it'd be everything is from Assault of the Saiyans forward, right? That
would make sense.
That said, candy would be pretty sweet though, because that archetype is pretty awesome.
I think candy.
Candy would be sweet.
Only issue is candy's like too expensive. I know it sounds silly, but it is.
Bro, it's $1.29 at the convenience store. What are you talking about?
I only do free, bro. I don't.
Bro,
You only
like
do free.
I only
you're telling me that paying 1 energy
Matt's
for
the
drawing
guy
2
that
cards?
does the BOGO, right? Like you know, like you go there and it's like Kit Kats, buy one get one free. He's the guy that tags along and insists you give him the free Kit Kat. That's it.
Yes.
He's that guy. So Matt, what do you want out of the anniversary box?
If I wanted to buff like a singular archetype, I think I'm pretty biased, and I would say Universe 11 stuff. But
Oh gee, I wonder why.
That's not a fusion. That's not a good answer.
I don't like fusions, bro. But no, honestly, I think I just want the anniversary box to print busted unison cards. I want more expensive unisons. Like I want like 4 cost unisons. Like I don't like
cost unisons.
Yeah, I don't like the 2s and the 3s. Like I really want some like powerful 4s because like
a 6 cost.
yeah, like Mecha Kabura is such a cool card.
Cool. For any adjective in the entire English language, and you choose cool. Not disturbing,
understatement of the year.
No,
invalidating.
So no. He feels like a true classic planeswalker because he comes down, he protects himself, has a plus that draws a card, and has an ultimate that can actually win you the game. So I want more unisons that feel like actual planeswalkers.
Frisco's agreeing with you like he's ever played Magic the Gathering once.
Right.
No, but I understand the reference.
I was gonna say before this whole
now-
thing started, he says to me, "Is Azusa good?"
Yeah, because it sounds broken, but like he makes a lot of sense though, because like right now unisons are just basically barrier deflect dudes that just hit the board on turn 2, and then you just want to get value and get your free counterplays from, and having higher costed ones that actually like hopefully change the format a little bit and change the way we think about the game.
No, but if I'm a dude, you know what fusion I want to see? Go Hanks.
Is that a thing? Is that a thing?
Yeah, it's a
I
thing.
actually don't-
It's a thing.
It is a thing. All right, what is it?
Yeah,
then?
it is here.
It's Gohan
Gohan.
and Trunks.
Yeah.
Well, apparently,
Is it like
It's-
Future Gohan and
it's-
Future
Future
Gohan?
Gohan.
No,
Future
bro,
Gohan and
it's
Future
it's Gohan and
Really?
it's Gohan and Hank Hill.
Do it now, Gohan. Get the propane.
God dang it, Gohan, do it now.
Do it now, Gohan. Buy Shenron's lair.
Do it.
Oh,
Bye,
no,
Shenron.
don't open that up, please. I super don't want to have to deal with the repercussions for that.
That's it.
Yeah, so we're all about saying controversial things lately. All right, Zap, what's your wish list? What's it look like? I feel like your bar is like the lowest out of everybody. You'll be happy if like they print 1 playable card.
healing
He got already. He got pot already to work. So
Yeah, we in there.
he's about to quit DBS already. He's like fully fulfilled.
Yeah, you know, I think we need Andor 21 buffs.
Oh, do we?
Blasphemy.
Serious? This guy, like, so, like, the counter is here, right? To get the sandwich,
With that,
and I'm here,
I am
and Zap
out.
just goes
That I'm
whoop,
out.
and jumps
I'm
right
out.
in front of me, dude. Like, oh my god, dude, he just nailed me because I went out of my way to set this up. Like, it was so obvious that this was what I was gonna pick.
Now you can't take it. Zap took it. That was his play.
Oh,
So now, Pat, now you have to be original,
Welcome to the
bro.
counter pick matchup. Welcome to counter
you're
pick.
the worst, dude. This my man
Okay.
pre-banned baby and first picked Android 21 just to spite me, dude.
Broken.
That's counter picking. He is a habitual counter picker, guys. Like
Alright.
for real.
So I just went through the leader list to see which ones are like cool that I'd like to see buffs, and in no preferential order. Draft box green Hercule. Green Go Tanks because it's the worst leader in the game.
Facts.
No, I think it's better than Broly. Set 1.
No, I'm with Zap with this. I'm with Zap on this one. I don't think Gotenks is gonna get anything, but at the same time, like, Gotenks is the worst leader in the game, right?
What?
Wait. He literally can't. Green
Gohan might be worse.
No, Green Gotenks is. He literally can't self-awaken, and he is only advantaged when he is losing the game. He's the only character in the game that literally doesn't get anything until he's losing.
How is he better than Set 1 Broly?
What?
Or Hit.
How is he better than Hit and
No, I'm saying Gotenks is the worst leader in the game.
No, that's what I'm saying. I disagree.
7 Broly's got consistent support.
Set 1 Broly, actually, there's, what's his name? The guy Josh, who does well with him all the damn time.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
like, it can literally kill you turn 4. It actually has a way to win the game.
Yeah, you have the ISR that helps out a lot.
The ISR, like, does a ton for that.
You know what happens to the ISR when you play?
Yeah, I mean,
and
Gotenks is a leader that doesn't draw or do anything unless you're losing the game. And it can't self-awaken. It has also no exclusive cards. So why are you playing it? It's also arguably the... Go ahead.
Yep, and last but not least, probably like Blue Dende and Chilai. I miss Wish being remotely playable.
Yeah, I think Wish would be really nice. I'd like to see Wish because like they gutted Wish really bad, right?
It's been a hot minute, yeah.
It's been a hot minute. All right, so
Joe,
my wish list until Zap brutally destroyed it is actually Android 21. That's a big shocker.
But which one, Pat?
Malevolence Unbound. I would really, really, really like an alternative finisher now that they got rid of the girl. They banned the girl, rightfully so, but at the same time, she was done dirty. So, I would like a different finisher, and I would love a new field spell or like something of the like. Because let's be real here, like 21 Scheme. As time goes on, 21 Scheme is pretty bad. The leader is inherently good. The cards that go with the leader are inherently good. The big thing, like the linchpin that ruins it, is the field spell. The field spell is just trash. Like, it just gives your opponent too much and puts too many restrictions on you for the payoffs you get. Like, you don't get good enough payoffs for it. So, yeah. That would be my wish list. So
I didn't expect that one, man. I'm very surprised.
Yeah, right, big shocker. Oh, man. Everybody is, like, rolling their eyes right now. I'm sure everybody on YouTube, they grab the little, like, the dot on the progress bar of the timer, and they're just moving it forward. Either that or they're furiously mashing the right key on their keyboard.
Yes. So, I was just trying to do that, and it wasn't working.
It wasn't working?
That's
Doesn't work in live,
shameless
bro.
plug at some point, right? We're getting the Eat a Clone pass, Eat a Clone token, draw a pass. We're getting those T-shirts at some point.
Charge, Eat a token pass, yeah.
Yeah, charge, Eat a token pass.
Who do you think is who do you think is winning?
Who do you think is winning? That's the best shirt, dude. We need the who do you think is winning right now.
100%.
I'm sure many of you guys already know that, but for those of you guys who were just like new listeners to this, like Zap just randomly will come in to Discord in the middle of a game and be like, "Who do you think is winning right now?"
On turn 2. On turn 2.
Dead silence.
On turn 2.
It's like his thing. He just asks the question at like arbitrary points when like it's uncomfortable and no one's saying anything. He just feels like he has to cut in with that. So yeah, next topic that people want us to discuss is the topic of secret rares, specifically the best looking ones. So they want to know first off,
SPRs or secrets?
Secret. You want to do? We can do it all. So best, we'll do both, right? So
secret. I got a secret.
Okay. So SPRs and secret rares for Series 10. What do you think are the best SPRs, the best SPR and the best secret in Series 10? And then they want us to open up the same question for basically the entire game. So We'll do, I guess, set 10 stuff first, and then we'll just snake backwards, I guess, for the whole game. So we'll start again with Frisco.
No, mix it up. We want you to go first. Reverse order.
Oh, you want me to go first? Okay, so I think the best secret rare look in the set is SS4 Gogeta. I think it's
best looking, you mean, right?
Yeah, best looking one. Yeah.
Okay.
I think it has the best artwork. I think it's just really sick. Best SPR artwork. That's a tough one. I'm gonna go with the boy Trunks. I think Trunks actually looks really sick. It's a really, really good one. I really like that card also, so I'm a little bit biased. So, how about you, Zap?
SPR, Gotenks. SCR, Gotenks.
Wow, Gotenks actually is pretty good.
Yeah, it
It's pretty. Playable. Pretty.
Somehow I have this feeling Matt's gonna pick the same exact answers.
Well, I can't because I have to be contrarian.
Show your inner hipster.
I do think that even though it's sad that Gotenks will probably be the cheapest SCR, it is definitely the prettiest SCR of the three. But if I had to say SPR, what I think is the best looking SPR, I actually really like the free Vegeta counterplay art.
Yo, counterpick.
The Vegeta card.
What SPRs we got left? Okay, Vegito Unison, I guess.
All you have to do is correctly say Frisco's answer. That's all you have to do, Jose. And the start was
Say
Quick, what would Red Gogeta play?
Exactly, that's what I was thinking.
Quick, what would SS3 play?
Okay, for me, I guess, what's the red card? So Fristo cannot say his thing. Okay. The Yamcha counterplay, I guess.
We're not even answering honestly, are we?
It was the Vegeta, okay, it's the Vegeta, but I'm a contrarian as well because that's what the cool kids do nowadays.
I saw, dude. Contrarian, dude. I'm a contrarian out there, dude.
Contrarian, dude. No, it was the Vegeta. I do like how the unisons look. Actually, I like the Vegeta one a lot. I like how it looks a lot. And actually, I like the Frieza counterplay because that scene in Namek when he goes like, "Wow!"
That's really cool art.
He breaks the armor against Nail.
Like, to be honest, like SPRs is just so like they're so top tier.
Yeah.
Hey,
the problem. Go ahead.
Jose, can you explain to me what motivates you to pronounce Frieza versus when you pronounce Freezer?
So I'm saying here Frieza now because people will understand it. But if I go Freezer, it's like they're gonna go like, oh yeah, like the Freezer, like
Freezer's the
what's
Japanese
behind Pat
name.
right there, the Freezer behind Pat.
Mm-hmm.
No, so it's because the real name is actually Freezer, but in Japanese pronunciation it goes Frieza because they mispronounce they don't mispronounce.
Yeah.
They have a different accent when they go to the final syllable on the sounds. They go like literal sounds. And so in the English translation, when they translated the names, they went with how they sound. They went with the phonemes instead of with the actual translation.
Yeah.
But I used to watch Dragon Ball in Spanish growing up, and in Spanish, they will actually say the actual name like in Japanese. So like Goku would go like, "I'm angry at you, Frieza." He goes like, "Te odio, Freezer!" Ah!
So yeah, that's also.
I'm so glad I answered that question.
Yeah, that's also the reason for those of you guys who don't know why it's Topo, because it's top. It's just top TOP, but the way that would be pronounced Topo, like that's why it's Topo.
Makes sense.
Did I answer your question, Mr. Sapp?
Sure did. Thank you so much for sharing, Mr. Ricardo.
You're welcome.
All right, so
back to you, Pat.
We're gonna roll it to Frisco because we didn't let him answer at all yet. We just talked over.
Yeah, a lot of people took all the best answers. I'm going to talk about one that I'm disappointed in, and that's the Gogeta Unison.
Screw your question. I'm going to answer my own question.
The Gogeta Unison got the shaft. That one, it got the straight shaft, and it actually hurts me because I love Gogeta, obviously. So I'm actually pretty upset about that. But all the SPRs, they have that cool background look, like Gotenks, Frieza, Trunks. Like they have that background like scenery basically around it. It just makes the art look even more dope. It's really cool. They should continue to do that.
yeah, it's like it's commemorative of a scene.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's really cool.
So, all right, then I guess we will start again with Frisco here. Snake background, best looking SPR and secret in the entire game. Open it up.
In the entire universe of games.
So the best looking SPR in my mind is I forgot the name of it, but you guys are gonna kill me. It's the 8-drop from TOP, the Green Goku, the signed card.
Oh, Hope of Universe 7.
Hope of Universe 7. That is.
I
want
to play that card so bad,
Me too. That's probably the sexiest card in the game. I would have to say that card is just straight sweet. The best looking SCR is probably Apex of Power, Goku and Vegeta. That one, that art on that just looks amazing. I every time I look at it, I'm like, damn, that card's sweet.
For me, my SPRs, I have a tie. It's between 3. There's 3 different ones that I really, really love. Set 1 Broly SPR, and it's not only because I think it looks sick, but it has a really deep meaning for me because I used to have locals back in the day. That was very early, and when I started the game, super new to the game, and I was really close with the store owners, and the store owners, like, one day I went, it was my birthday, and he said, like, dude, it's your birthday? Here, have a free pack of set 1. I was like, oh crap, okay, thanks. And I pull like the SPR Broly right there.
Nice.
So it has a really, it's like meaningful spot in my heart. So SPR Broly, SPR Cell, like with the Earth Destroying Kamehameha, busted, you know? And finally, the Father Son Kamehameha, the red, green Gohan. The red, green Gohan and Goten. I like the SPR on that one. Yeah. Fun fact, it's the only SPR that I have a playset of. I normally do one SPR and the rest of SRs. Secret Rare. I really like Victory Strike, actually, the original one. I really like it. And for some reason, I really like the first SCR that we got, the Vegito Blue.
Oh yeah,
and it's also just because it has sentimental value, because when it came out, so I was playing Vegito, and the meta in my locals was Samasu, so it's like, okay, slap that, go triple attack, triple strike. It's like covering it, like, okay, cool, you lose. So yeah, so that's why no counterplay was hilarious.
Matthew.
SPR is Explosive Spirit Son Goku, the original LeBron James in the Dragon Ball Super card game. Because dude, back in set 3, the card did it all, man.
Oh my goodness, yes.
The card did it all.
Great card.
And then SCR, it's SS4 Vegeta Pika Primitive Power.
Nice.
Okay. Great, sweet look.
Probably the coolest looking card.
He's looking through all of them, going like, I don't remember what any.
He's looking. At
I don't know cards. That's it.
So I am, mostly because I am probably the most indifferent about card art.
Oh, okay.
Anything ever.
All right.
It never does anything for me.
Skip Zap. Just skip him. It's fine.
He's a fun sucker.
But I think the 2 previous
He's counterpicking us, dude. He's
going even more contrarian.
God.
Guys,
ignore them.
Art is just material, dude. You know,
cardboard is just material.
That's the guy that purchases the ticket to go to the art museum to see the exhibit, and he's the guy that walks through quickly.
He just walks into the museum, doesn't look at anything.
He just goes, yeah.
Dude, why does
he doesn't like stop and sit on the bench? He doesn't read like the little like excerpt on the side that explains the inspiration. Or
he
like
goes work out at the museum, bro.
Yeah. He's just
why does card art matter if we're all blind, dude? Why does it matter?
We're all blind to the truth.
We're blind to the truth.
Blind to the truth, bro.
Oh my god.
I spend more time criticizing and critiquing the customer service of the employees than I do the art.
This is true.
My 2 favorite arts, and probably because of my nostalgia to my favorite scene of Dragon Ball Z, would be Set 2 Sao SCR, or SPR. and the recently previewed promo, the Green Red SS3 Gohan.
Mm-hmm.
It's just one of those things that probably my two favorite characters were Super Saiyan 3 Goku and Teen Gohan, and those being effectively a fusion in my head is kind of neat. Yeah.
So for me, Secret Rare, I'll just get it out of the way now. It's Awakened Power. I just think it's just the prettiest looking card. It's just, the colors really pop on it. It's so shiny, and it's just such an iconic card that, like, in my mind, like, when I think of Secret Rare, it's the one that, like, jumps into my head immediately, like, first. The first card. As for SPRs, I have two answers. One is Gold Frieza from set 1, because I pulled it in my very first box. And it was the first time, like, I actually, like, opened a card outside of, like, Miroku and the Inuyasha TCG that blew me away. That one, just because it was secret and it wasn't on the checklist, but this was like, holy crap, I didn't know cards could look this good. And it was so pretty that it actually got my friends who had no interest in playing the game to actually buy boxes to try to get the same art. So that holds a special place in my heart. But other than that, it's actually an entire cycle. It's all the SPR extra cards from set 8. I just think aesthetically they look amazing. Like Absolutely Spall, Focus Breakthrough, Beerus Ball, and Galacon. They just all look amazing. The colors, again, I'm very big on colors. Like the aesthetic of that, it's just simple black lines that just pop, and bright colors that just pop.
Yeah. From that set, my favorite one is the SPR 18 Super Combo.
I can get behind that. I will actually, set 9 was probably the best set for art in the game. Now that I'm thinking about it, I would give my honorable mentions to Saiyan Onslaught Kefla, as well as Ultra Instinct Goku's Kamehameha.
Yeah, if we're talking about regular, just super rares, Saiyan Onslaught Kefla is probably in my top 3, along with Violent Predator.
Respect.
Okay, so I'm definitely not going first in this one. We'll mix it up. We'll go random. So they want to know in the reboot polls, like the reboot leader polls, who did you vote for? Why did you vote for him? And if you were the guy that was in charge of making their reboot card, what would you pick? So we're gonna start. We're gonna go with Zap first.
Pick me. No. Okay.
We're gonna go Zap first. Just because I hated his answer for the other one.
Let me tell you a story.
So, a man named Brady?
Yes. And I was bringing up one very happy boy. And he really wanted to play the Dragon Ball Super card game. And I was really upset because with the release of Set 3, my favorite local deck didn't have the semi-competitive viability that it used to have. So one day I told Pat, let's play a game. So he whips out for the Set 3 format, I believe it was Set 2 Zamasu, and I whip out my revamped 5-color chill deck.
Oh lord!
The origin of the meme.
And I take game 1 off of Pat, using his relatively competitive deck at the time with 5-color chill. No, in Set 2, I really enjoyed Chilled. I had this cool deck that felt like an old school Yu-Gi-Oh deck, where I'd make a bunch of tokens, and then I'd use Hidden Awakening Kale and the 5-cost Blue Frieza to sack my tokens for value. And I just wish we had more like Weenie Rush aggro, more things that you like create tokens and then get incremental value out of it. So I voted.
Have that. Just your opponent gets the token.
Exactly.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Continue.
No, that's all I have.
Good tilt.
Oh, that's actually tilt. Oh yeah, you're right. It is tilt. Circle gets the square.
No, I voted Chilled. How I would remake it, I have no idea. Instead of 6 life, it would probably be if you had 1 or 2 Chilled tokens on the board, you could awaken.
Okay.
Pat died.
He would. Yeah.
There he is.
He's coming back. There he is.
He would be 10-15. And then he would have additional abilities that gave the tokens additional characteristics for however many you had on board. So maybe it's like if you have 1 token on board, your tokens get plus 5k on your turn. If you have 2 tokens, you get the 5k on your turn, and then you get plus 5k on both players' turns. So they'd be like 20k. And then if you had like 4 tokens on board that have double strike or something in that space.
Sounds cool.
All right, so let's go with Jose.
Pick me. Yay.
Yeah.
I'm so happy that you got picked. Yes. Okay, so for me, I'm going to cheat and say 2 liters. Androids, because I still feel like the blue 18 from set 9, is it?
It's
Eight.
Oh,
from
wait.
Malicious
No,
Machination.
draw 5.
Yeah, draws 2.
No,
The draws 2. The 3 drop that draws 2.
Oh.
Yeah.
So in androids, it's like 1 blue only, so you can play blue-green androids, and on turn 2, you're snapping a 20k that draws you 2 cards. That seems pretty decent for me.
It's not good,
Because
bro.
I'm a fair player. bro. I'm a tryhard, bro.
You gotta win on turn 2, bro.
But I want to draw cards, bro. So, anyways, androids because I think they have a lot of potential. Like the only thing they need is draw on the front or something, or so. Because they awaken super early, so they draw a bunch of cards early on compared to the other set 1 leaders and whatnot, set 2 leaders. But my real pick. The other thing I was gonna say, I want him to get -2 to the android, so I can play turning the tide on turn 5 instead of turn 6, please. No, never gonna happen. Okay, no.
Oh, that's not gonna happen. That'd be hilariously busted.
I know.
You would get a
And
1-drop
your
20k
knives,
drop
you're
there.
Like turning the tide on 5 now.
Anyways, the real pick is Vegito, Red Vegito. I want Red Vegito. Yes.
Count on me.
I guess Hercule.
Red Vegito. You know what? I want Red Vegito because I remember when Vegito came out, was like, holy crap, this deck can play every single color. Like, what? You know? And then it didn't work as well.
Yeah.
So how would you revamp Vegito without it being too powerful?
Ooh, I have thoughts on this. I want to take part 2.
All right.
Well,
we'll segue
following-
into Frisco as well. Go ahead.
So following into the archetype of red, but I would love it to be like Gotenks. So take 1 life and draw a card, or have the choice to not take the life and still draw a card. 1, or even be closer to what Gogeta BR is doing, that you pitch a Goku with Vegeta and then draw 2, and be a on-tap 2 leader. That's what I would like it to do. Frisco.
See, what I want to add to the back to give it a cool flavor, I want to make the backside like a mirror effect when you swing, and you get like 1k power for every Goku and Vegeta in the drop. So like if they don't have a negate, they're take damage. Yeah. So I want to take advantage of that way. But yeah, I wouldn't change much on the front side other than these have some type of draw power switch on tab 2. And still have the same effects of all your energies, all colors. If it's Vegeta and Goku, keep all that, and then just give it a busted backside. Like give it a mirror effect, and give it like plus
Mirror?
1,000.
You wanted to have mirror creator?
Yeah. So when it attacks, for every Goku and Vegeta that's in the drop area, give it plus 1,000. So if you have like 10 in the drop, it gets 10k for the attack. We could still negate it. It's not like it's whatever.
Well, it's still double strike, bro.
No, I wouldn't give double strike. No,
Oh, okay.
I wouldn't give it double. Come on.
Oh, actually, it could be a burst leader, actually.
Fine too.
Actually, that's an idea. Yeah.
Because then
Is there anything else? Do you have anything else you voted for, Frisco?
I am going to look right now. You can ping pong to somebody else, and I'll come back.
All right, so that means by default we're gonna let Matt cut in front of me and steal my thunder because he already knows my answer.
Oh well, my answer is actually set 1 Vados leader.
Woo! You know how much I love that girl.
I think giving the leader being able to attack things in active mode, I want to keep. I think I would do something to the effect of when this card attacks a battle card, it gets plus 5,000 and draw a card. And then I would have the awaken condition to be if your opponent controls 0 battle cards, you may draw 2 cards, flip this card over. And on the awaken side, I would have it just be always draw a card, still be able to attack cards in active mode, get plus 5k, and then I would have some sort of activate battle where you can combo with a card from your drop area, so that could have you basically use Furthering Destruction Champa. So you just like Champa Vados kind of thing. So I think I would like small changes, but enough to make the leader just like good and instantly playable. So That's
And
fine.
give her
yeah.
Universe 6.
I think the
Give her
Awakening
Universe 6.
condition's a little bit much, but otherwise I think it's really good.
I mean, I think Awakening turn 1 going first every game is fine.
Oh, I mean,
Yeah,
come on. I mean, you can edit it. I mean, make it less good. That's fine.
Oh. But I would also give it like the keyword Universe 6.
Yeah, I mean,
I was just thinking if your opponent has no
Universe
battle cards and a player has 2 or more energy.
yeah,
That way you
that's
can't
it.
just
Yeah,
move.
if your opponent has 2 or more energy and there are no battle cards in play, you may draw 2 cards and flip this card over. That would be the awaken condition. So it's
That'd be pretty dope skis. I mean, you know how much I love that. To this day, Vados is still my Highlander leader of choice.
Matt, I actually guessed you were going to say full power Son Goku, the green one that has quad attack when they have 4 more guys.
Well, don't jump. Don't just jump to conclusions, dude.
I just want to feel like I know y'all.
You
But I don't.
you only.
I think I know, but I have no idea.
Exactly.
So,
I'm
Frisco.
like an iceberg, dude. You can only see what's above the surface, my dude. I got the chill vibes underneath the water, dude.
Well, he doesn't care about art, bro. So
That's
that he
sick,
doesn't.
dude. You don't even
I
know
feel like
what
it's lost
icebergs
on that.
look
If you
like,
explain this to
dude.
any normal person, it would be fine. But Zap, it's lost on him. Remember, he walks to the museum. He exits.
Exactly, he doesn't. Yeah, like an iceberg is like what art? No, I don't care.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
set one.
That's scenery, bro. I don't care.
Frisco, anything else you wanna?
Yeah, I don't
Wanted to
know
hit
if he was actually on the checklist to vote for, but I wanna remake Oob just because I want to play Goku Oob from World Tournament and then the 3-drop just because that was insane value at the time and we should bring that back.
Yeah.
And
That's
Oob
what
is
a good
really-
card should look like.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Remember when test of strength on turn 3 was broken?
Dude, that was like
Yeah.
the stones, bro. And
Yeah,
yeah,
it was. Feels so
No,
long ago.
so that's my
Yeah,
like
that's the
inner
what,
self that wants that to be like the ceiling of
Yeah.
of like what turn 3 should look like.
It's so funny you're saying this because when I was making the video on Arrival today, I start with a slide of set 6 format, and I'm just
That's
like,
funny.
and I'm like Kidku, Height of Mastery,
Yeah.
Green Broly, Shenron, Clan of Terror Dende, Pan, Bay Vegeta. I was like, all these decks are so fair.
Yeah.
It's just like,
Hey,
I know.
Remember when
Dude,
we used to
so much in
complain
my
about
baby.
Height of Mastery?
well, yeah, because
oh my
like
god, Path to Greatness Height of Mastery is broken. It's too much, guys. It needs to be banned. Awakened Power should be banned. Bro, every deck in the format that's tier 2 or better would destroy Height of Mastery now.
playing 3-drop for Path to Greatness got problems, bro.
Tap out for it
Yeah.
on turn 3.
So, I guess that leaves me. You guys already know the answer. I mean, Zap, get the notepad. Just flip it over. Show everybody what it is.
Oh, I got this.
he's
Just so
trolling
we
us.
can say
He's
that,
trolling
you know,
us.
I
It's
tested-
not Android 21.
So I tested this,
Can't
by
pick
the
Android
way.
21 for every top
Oh,
slot.
not.
Wow.
Oh, okay. So hold on. So to segue into this, I tested.
Set one
You
capping
could
venue.
actually-
Set one
you could
capping venue.
actually- Yeah, you could actually vote more than once on the poll. So I tested it just to see if it was possible. So I voted 30 times for self-control and 30 times for Malevolence Unbound Android 21.
Oh,
my
Lord.
So I voted for both Android 21s.
They're gonna check
So-
your IP address like this is skewed.
Yeah. So, self-control is super easy to fix. You know how you fix it? You take the permanent off the back and make it so that it draws when it attacks. In addition to the fact that you get a draw and an untap if you blow up an energy, because that's so difficult to do, because there's only literally 3 cards in the game that do it. So
Right.
I feel like if I get a draw 2 out of it, that for playing these really not so good cards outside of Bad Omen, which at this point isn't even like that insane, you deserve it. Honestly, I have no idea why it has a permanent on it in the first place. It just felt like they just didn't want to make Malevolence Unbound like strictly worse. Malevolence Unbound is, as Zap put on the old notepad. Honestly, the leader Malevolence Unbound is actually really good. The field spell just sucks. Just remove the permanent restriction that you can't play black battle cards, so I could at least play Overwhelm. Or I could at least play any of the common hate cards. Like, I would love it if, I could play cards like Crisis Crusher or, Dark Power Black Bass Saiyan, but I can't. So, why is that even on there? Like, it's just there. honestly, like that's like the big thing, and then I wish that the ability to generate tokens was just an activate main. I hate that it gives it on my opponent's turn. Like if I activate it on my turn and get 2 tokens on my turn, I should get rewarded for dumping 2 cards from my hand to make sure you don't get those attackers next turn. Like I have no idea why that's the case. If you're not gonna do that, then just make the whatever it is, the summoning sickness applied to both players for everything. I don't even care, like, because it's once per turn, and it's got these really awkward situations where counterplays can make it so your opponent can still just kill you through it if you sequence incorrectly. Like, I hate it. The card is just a mess. Like, the field spell is just a mess.
I don't know, man. It felt amazing. It felt amazing when you were giving me tokens when I was playing Yellow Baby against you.
Oh, yeah, no, amazing. Like, yeah. But
I'll awaken you turn one, bro.
Like, right now, it's like, it has everything that a good leader could have, where it's got, like, it's energy efficient, it doesn't have to attack, it draws a lot of cards. The thing is, you just have to bring this baggage with you, and it's trash.
Trash.
But you actually can't play without the baggage because you don't get any of the other effects unless you bring trash with you. So just please fix the trash, is what I'm trying to say.
Take out the trash.
Okay, so now let's actually talk about something that's productive. Everybody here is just like, we don't want to listen to 5 guys talk about their favorite things. Let's talk about something productive. Online events. Great, by the way. Yeah.
Oh, nope.
they are.
Nope. And this is the time for the Pat O'Neill tier list.
Ba-da-ba, 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 ba-da-ba.
Do you actually have a tier list? I have the idea.
Mr. Patrick O'Neill, Mr. Passionate about productivity, what are the best authors for self-motivation books?
Top tier is Starling. Nothing else matters. This is weak. I want to hear Frisco's tier list.
Yeah, my tier was a little bit more fun. Zap was way too serious.
So hold on. Before Frisco, I'm gonna let you finish.
Okay.
But tell me, Zap doesn't appreciate art, but Zap then wants to make a tier list about authors for self-help books.
Which is hard.
I'm quitting.
That's it. We're done here, guys. We're out of here. Book bottoms.
So tier list, Pat. Top 5 breakfast foods. Go.
Breakfast foods.
Top
tier is breakfast cereal. 100%. That's top tier.
Like
after that,
just traditional cereal, like
breakfast cereal.
Lucky Charms.
Yes, like Lucky Charms, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, Fruity Pebbles. Okay. Not even messing with you. I'll choose it all day, every day. High tier is probably, we'll say, like French toast. Bagels are probably like mid tier. Rounding out the rest of it is probably waffles and pancakes.
No eggs.
You didn't put eggs on your tier list?
Eggs is like whatever. Like if eggs is like mid tier, they're okay. They're okay.
How are you?
Do you not understand that I like subsist off of sugar? I literally only like sweet things. I like sweet things, spicy things, sour things. I like extreme flavors. Like the most sour thing you can have, the hottest thing you can eat, you know, the sweetest things you can have. Bitter, I guess sometimes really bitter things are good. I don't know. I'm bored unless it's like really extreme.
I'm surprised you didn't say like a banana Nutella crepe. Delicious.
Crepes are actually really good. There's this amazing crepe place in Philadelphia, Beaumont. If you guys are in the area, you should make a reservation and go.
3 things about Pat that are tier 0. His knowledge of anime, his knowledge of 90 music, and his metabolism.
This is true.
Those are all facts.
Okay, so, back to what we're saying about serious things. Online events are basically the big thing now because, you know, the C word or the P word, whichever you want to use. So people are asking us.
I'm confused. You have to dumb it down for me. What's the C word or P word?
Okay, basically because of COVID and the pandemic, all the events are online, and people want to know, since everything is online only, how do we succeed at these premier events coming up in July? How would we prepare?
Okay.
Matt, you volunteer.
Okay, go ahead.
That's it, man. You start it. Get it popping.
So number 1, make sure you're subscribed to the 3XG Productions Patreon. me, no, so I say the biggest thing is paying attention. Pay attention to, regardless of if the results are factual or not. Make sure you pay attention to the online events that have happened, because people that may not be as good at the game are going to be entering all these tournaments. People that are good at the game are entering these tournaments. So pay attention to the results. Come up with a strategy of how to beat what is, shown as the best deck. Don't buy into hyperbole. So when someone just says that X deck beats Y deck and they say it's an absolute, like this is an absolute fact, don't take it seriously. So I would say play whatever you feel the most comfortable with, but make sure you're playing something that is a high tier deck, because if you play something that's less than that, you're going to have a poor experience if your goal is to try and top or win.
Wow, Matt, it's almost like you made a video on that.
No way. I didn't do that.
Oh.
So my thoughts is I would, first of all, figure out what platform you're playing on. Octagon or Untap. And then you would want to figure out your logistics of it, because there's a lot of things that you would do normally in a game that you don't do online. You probably are not going to check their drop area. You're not going to check their hand size as much. So that stuff comes natural when you're playing face-to-face, because it's right there in front of you. But with online, it can be somewhat distracting, and you're just not really paying attention to the other elements of the game rather than just actually what's in play. Because there's more to the game than just people playing cards. Like for Dredge Coup or Vegex, you have to know what's in their drop area at like all times. And if you don't really pay attention to that, it's very easy when people spread it out in person, but it's not so easy online. So make sure you take advantage of that and get the logistics of actually playing online and getting that scored away, because you can have the best deck, but if you don't know how to play online, it's not going to matter.
And if the tournament requires you play Untap, then don't play that tournament.
I was gonna say that. Dude. That was gonna be my recommendation.
Yeah.
That's gonna be my recommendation.
That's like step one.
I wasn't gonna say anything.
If it's an Untap tournament, don't play.
I was gonna be more generous than that.
The first hurdle.
Enter the tournament, collect the promos, and then immediately drop before round 1 if it's on Untap. That was gonna be how I started it.
Go ahead.
You have to play 2 rounds to do it. But funny story for the 3xG fam for Untap. Like there's one day that like Octagon was kind of behind in the images, whatever. So we're like, you know what?
It wasn't working. It wasn't working.
It was down. It wasn't working. And then we're like, you know what? Let's just play one game on Untap. And then I went on Untap, and then I wanted to shoot myself in the face after playing.
Dude, you don't understand.
He was playing Invoker. And I was playing against him. I was like, Frisco already takes an unnecessarily long time during his turns, but imagine Frisco playing Invoker and trying out to figure out Untap at the same exact time.
I was trying to look at top 3 with TOP, and it was just like I was drawing late, but I didn't want to. I was like, what's happening?
And on the backside, I'm actually like telling Frisco, like, no, okay, you roll the dice. This is how you charge the energy. It's like, I can find it. I hit this. I'm not.
It's a mess. Like when I was on, when I was on Android's video the one time where we had the community, the DBS roulette. He was like, "Oh, there's a handy dandy thing in the sidebar. You just click the button and it shows you the hotkeys." Like I got a video explaining it as well. All this wonderful stuff. I was like, "That's great. He's super helpful trying to make this an enjoyable experience for you." I clicked the button in the hotbar. It takes up my whole screen with a list of hotkeys, and I was like, "Holy crap! Final Fantasy XIV has less hotkeys. It's actually easier to manage my monk DPS rotation than this."
So my thing is that it actually like lags a little bit. So in Octagon, when you like do something, it like responds rather quickly. When I click on something on Untap, it takes like, and I have perfect internet, I have a great PC and everything, and it takes like 10 seconds, and I think I have to do it again, and then it does it twice. I'm like, shit, like, I have to take it back, and I'm like, then I get frustrated, I get so mad.
And ever since, he has never come back to Untap.
Yes, no, I was playing for like 10 minutes, and I'm like, I'm done. We'll wait. I'll wait.
All right, so getting back on track. Jose or Zap, any pointers you want to chime in with here?
Yeah, I'll go. The pointers is grind. You gotta grind. You gotta do your homework. Gotta play even the decks that you don't care about. Like Matt said, also like joining 3G. Yeah, there's a real message there too. Is that make sure that you know what is being shared, what the content that is being created, what is becoming popular, what the results from other tournaments, and run the decks yourself, so you can actually understand what the strategy of the other deck is, and you know how to counter it, and you know how they're thinking. So now it becomes a way of like, I know that you're thinking that I'm thinking that you're thinking, so I need to make you think that I think that you know that I think. So so you can counter.
Lost me, bro.
So that
you like the wine in front of me or the wine in front of you?
So grind. Do your homework. Play play a lot every single day as much as possible, and make sure you play with somebody that is willing to take the time to reset the
Game state.
The game state. Yeah, because there's gonna be it's like we have said multiple times that we keep preaching this. Tests for learning, not tests for winning.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're winning every time, then you're not learning anything.
Correct.
So.
For that,
Happy Daddy.
Something unique I will add. If you're trying to spike these local or these online tournaments, like you're trying to win, you have to be anal about time. Especially if you're not playing an aggressive deck, you need to start that game by saying, hey, I'm going to do everything I can to play as quickly as possible. I need you to do the same, and if you do not do the same, I'm going to report it. And you have to do everything you can to play those games efficiently. The fact of the matter is playing online generally takes more time than playing in person. Right. And if you're playing a slower deck where you won't have time to finish 2 games, you can either be the dirty person and slow roll game 1 and get there, or you be the decent person and you both play as quickly as possible. And I think you can do that politely and with tact, but you say that up front at the beginning of the conversation, and again, you say, I'm going to do everything I can to play as quickly and as efficiently as possible. I need you to do the same, and if you can't, we're going to have issues. And I think, again, if you do that tactfully, I think you'll have a better tournament experience.
Inclined to agree with you there. That was actually one of the points I was going to bring up, is that especially if you are not familiar with the system, which is what Frisco was saying. If you are not, native to Untap or Octagon, you don't play on those platforms a lot, you are really setting yourself up for failure, because it will take you a long time. Like tournament, like round timers do not increase for these online events. They're still trying to cram the same tournament into the same time frame. But the thing is, now you're playing on a slower platform because you have to click and hotkey and check this, and you have to wait for things to load. Mm-hmm. There's confusion because of typing, or it's not clear what's being targeted, things like that. So yeah, you definitely need to make sure that you are polite about it, but be quick. Like encourage your opponent to do the same. And then to highlight what we talked about last week, guys, don't be afraid to scoop. Like if you can, your opponent's actually playing at a reasonably fast pace, and you think you're gonna lose game 1, you think you have a much better chance of taking games 2 or 3 with the time left available in the round.
Let's do it. 3, it's 2, 1. Let's do one exercise. 3, 2, 1.
2, 1. Yeah, there's no shame in scooping if you think that it gives you a better chance to win the match.
So
there's no reason. Go ahead.
The what is it? The big 64-man tournament is what, July 18th?
July 18th, which is a single day after the set officially releases. And last I checked, you need to have a physical picture of your deck.
Okay, so aside from all of the PPG players that are going to have every single card, because shenanigans. How do they get them before release date? How do they have access to every promo on release? I don't know. They
visit Alec Pastrana at beardedcollectibles.com.
They don't do that. They all get entered in the tournament, and they also have access to every card. So don't forget that. Pat, what would you play in the tournament, and why?
Are you talking about the one on the 18th?
On the 18th.
Vijex with as much expensive stuff as I possibly can afford. And
why?
Because best deck in the format. I know I'm not throwing you much of a bone here.
I know. I bet.
And then you can actually get all the cards are actually accessible today. You don't have to wait for set 10.
I know. Pat's
That's the point.
Pat's fairly black and white when it comes to this stuff. So I'm interested to see. Frisco, what would you play?
I'd play Reboot Go On right now. There's a couple of reasons why. One, you're playing online. I don't want to play with drop area stuff online. I don't feel like doing all that. I like online experience is totally different. I just wanted to get the game done and over with, and just have the most chance of trying to win. And with RNG is more real online than it is in person. So you're going to see multiples of cards all the time, and it can be frustrating if you're trying to play a fair strategy and you're not getting a good mixture of cards. Whereas when you're trying to shuffle and stuff like that, because it happens more often than you think online. I don't know why. I can't explain it. It just does.
Yes.
It's because of RNG, actually. That's why that site random.org exists, because it's trying to be the closest to true random, because in programming, true random does not actually exist.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a Monte Carlo simulation, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Richard Zapp, what is your answer and why?
So, if I usually struggle with card access. Assuming I was struggling with card access, I'd play Regex. Otherwise, I would play Dredge Coop. Mostly because my ego gets in the way, and for some reason, people that don't test the game think that the leader is unplayable. And
Loses to Janimba, dude.
You want to page for my book. You're trying to educate the population of what's good and what's
I saw dude loses to Janimba, dude.
Out of curiosity, since you need to have a picture of the physical cards, but they can't prove you can't own it, do you just borrow the cards from a friend, take the picture, actually take multiple pictures from multiple
100%.
angles in case they deck you?
100%.
Yeah.
Or like you take a picture like on your desk and then one on your kitchen table, and then so like that way if they deck check you, you're just like, yeah, man, different picture than the one I submitted.
You all go to Scott Dash's house. Correct.
Yeah, you all go to Scott Dash's house. You all just, share cards, make whatever you want. Share the same picture. I'll be honest with you. I think that's the most
whatever deck somebody
asinine
wants.
thing
If you
ever.
want the picture of it, I'll send it off.
I'm such a goody man. Like all those kind of things don't occur to me. It's like I would be like, how much do I need to spend to make
Just
sure I have
start.
all the cards?
You start selling.
feasible?
Start selling
I don't
decklist
actually
picks.
do those things.
I
but
will,
as
bro.
we previously talked about with programming, I used to do programming, and by nature, my favorite thing to do is debug, which is just break things. I just want to find loopholes.
Dude,
Like,
what's the secondary market on decklist picks, bro?
So one time,
Ask Frisco, dude. Frisco will send you any picture for $5 USD. He will give us $1 each. So we'll divide it. It's a service we provide to our patrons.
so just to articulate how cheap I am when it comes to card games. Generally, I will proxy entire decks, and I'll play them IRL, and then I'll buy the deck that I want to play for the event that I'm going. In my previous game, that's what I did, is I proxied a deck that played 4 hollows and 36 commons. However, a playset of the 3 of those commons were short print, so I didn't have them. So even after I bought the deck, I had proxied them. I got 2 of them, and I needed to buy 1 at the event. I forgot for the first 3 rounds that I didn't buy, and I had a paper proxy in front of a common for 3 rounds, and nobody noticed, including me.
Wow.
That's actually hilarious. It's actually
That's
very
really
Broken, dude.
but no, seriously, just in general for these events and stuff, if you have friends, you don't you can borrow stuff. I really want to point this out and really stress this, because Brian Samuel at the Tournament of Power in February, everybody said that him and the Hill Twins had some of the most expensive decks in the room. They were easily $1,200, $1,300 or something like that. I watched after Brian Samuel lost his match, literally walk around the room and hand everybody back the cards he borrowed. Nothing in his deck would he owned. He owned nothing. The DBS National Champ owned none of the cards in his deck.
You can thank Jose and Zap for that.
Jose,
Yeah.
what would you play and why?
Well, you guys know that I like to sweat. I will play Red Baby Burn, baby. Yes,
Well,
I will play.
yeah,
Assuming that I get access to the S3.
Yeah, I was gonna say you wouldn't have access to that.
Yeah. So either that, because I don't care about winning an online tournament. I don't care.
Yeah.
It doesn't do anything for me. I would play then. What's the other deck that I was having fun with? Oh, the Broly Search and Destruction, which we should have a video coming soon about it.
Yeah.
Sick.
Table back. Like I think Frisco actually like after he said the Gohan deck. Like I know Vijax is like best deck, but I'm like he makes a good point. If I have to play on untap, I'm gonna take Red Gohan Burn, or I'm gonna take like the.
Oh, it's easy.
The Gohan deck, the Super Saiyan 2 Gohan deck, because the faster my rounds are done and the less I have to be on untap, the better.
Exactly.
Exactly. If it was paper, I'd probably play something SS3 just because I love SS3. But yeah, no, not online.
Dude, imagine playing SS3 in on top.
Nope, not doing it.
Blue yellow.
Not doing it.
Yeah, my spike answer. I made a YouTube video about this 2 weeks ago. Would be reboot Gohan. Just because again, everyone's trying to play in.
Jesus, take the wheel.
Everyone's either trying to play in a format where they want to prevent go wide strategies, and your leader is a built-in win condition, and you can just draw the absolute nuts, and you just kill your opponent in 2 to 3 turns, and then your rounds are over fast. It's the best equity that you can ever get, because guess what you get to do? You're at home. So, okay, I finish my round, I go to the bathroom, I go get a snack, I go get water, I come back, I can decompress after the round, I have time, right? Which is huge when you're playing at home, is getting that time to be able to get that time back out of your day. And then the only other choice I would make is Mono Yellow Sin Shinron. If you're expecting people to play more fair stuff because they're trying to beat Vegeks. If people are playing slower strategies, Sin Shinron has a 6 energy ability where he revives everything, and that deck would be well suited in a fair metagame. But to me, it's either one of the extremes. It's either the fastest deck or it's the slowest deck. One of the two.
To be fair, it's important to caution people and point this out. If you do pick Sin Shinron, please make sure you know how to play on the platform you're on.
Yes.
You will go to time. Whether
Yes.
you are good at it or not, you will go to time. So you need to make sure that you know,
and
time management is super
make
important.
sure you play Cell Zeno SCR. Do not fall into the trap of playing the promo. You will
need a
never
picture, let me know.
close a game.
You need a picture of the promo, which you can't get till August 1st, so they're just locked into playing Cell Zeno.
Yeah.
And if they're playing Vegito Unison Scoop, you're not gonna finish the game.
Correct.
Well, that's actually true. If they play Vegito Unison, unless you are already up, like, or you just think you could grind it out, the game is just going to go grind to a halt.
Nope.
Vegito Unison and Might into Sin Shenron is like nobody is winning this game until someone
Exactly.
decks.
Yeah.
The game only ends when someone decks out.
Yeah.
Okay.
If I would give any advice, I would steer away from an Invoker for those tournaments.
Yeah. Yeah.
For now.
Oh, another thing I was gonna recommend is that don't multitask, right? Because we're used to like being the computer multitasking, like have like Facebook open, Twitch open, you listen to music at the same time. Don't do that.
Hey, but Frisco, doesn't Invoker beat Vegeks?
But like,
And with that,
One guy on the internet said it one time, so it must be true.
it was a whole Facebook post about it. It didn't make sense. I was like, everybody was saying it. I'm like, what is happening? I was like, even if you draw,
It's simple,
all
dude. You just
four
don't attack the
combos,
Vejex player, and then so you can victory strike.
like, you're not going to turn 5 against.
If you
Vegeks.
have
It's not
Topo,
happening.
if you have Topo on turn 2 and turn 3 and turn 4 and turn 5.
then you're out of a hand.
Exactly.
Wait, hold on. Wait, what? Wait, but also they're talking about how Invoker can sweep the board. Do you know what a player can do?
You can replay the guys for free.
No, you play around sweepers. Oh
Yeah.
my god, you just don't overcommit because everything you have is free.
Yeah, it's a new and novel concept that almost
It doesn't
everyone
make sense.
knows from every other CCG.
You
that
know
has
what? You
ever
know
been
what's
out.
sad? If any deck can go through Topo, it's Vegex. You're like,
Yes.
okay, cool. I'll swing. I'll just Liberty and combo and just still kill you. So whatever. You're like, oh, I still lost.
So,
Assad.
Actually, you actually pumped my Bibbidi super combo. Maybe we can be pitched 2 things.
All right, so that leads us, I guess, to the segue for the next thing that we can talk about. We're talking about other games, but we'll get into it in a bit. But
We'll have to wonder.
opinions on release schedule of products in this game, because a lot of people seem to think that we may get too many sets and too many products. So I want to see what you guys think of this. Who haven't I started with first? Did we start? I don't think we
Jose,
started with
you haven't
Jose.
started with Jose first.
Jose, you're the golden child now. You're the man.
Originally, I thought at the beginning when I started, I thought it was like really, really fast. Like they were getting too close to each other. But after this pandemic thing, where we're getting kind of bored because it's solved already. So I'm actually not minding that they're coming fast because I want to see more cards. You know, I want to start testing again. I want to figure out the next meta. You know, so I don't mind it right now. I don't.
Man doesn't even have set 10 in his hand. He's like, bring on set 11.
Yep.
Exactly.
See,
Zap.
give me my candy support, bro.
Yeah, and that's the point where I have to scooch off. I think it's not a huge deal. I mean, I've accepted that if you want to keep up in this game, you don't have to buy a case of every product. And I understand that is important to some people. And if you are one of those people, then I think your frustrations are very valid and justified. For us, it's never been about... It's been about learning our truths and looking to see how metagames evolve. And unfortunately, due to the pandemic, we're not going to see either of those things happen. You know, we have found ourselves pretty confident in our stances on the format, and unfortunately, due to the lack of tournaments, we're never going to see how correct we are or aren't, or be able to predict how the metagame evolves. You know, all that fantastic content that you love from us. So at this point, I'm just ready for the next puzzle.
Matt.
Yeah. So again, I think echoing Richard's sentiment about if you're the type of person that feels you need to buy a case of product, or if you feel like you need to get a play set for you to be able to build it any tech at any time, there's nothing against having that mantra. So I can understand how this kind of hurts. But at the same exact time, if they just kept their release schedule on schedule, I don't think you'd be feeling this impact as much. So if they would have released set 10 when it was originally scheduled, and then went into what they're doing now, I don't think you would have felt the impacts as much. I just think right now, since it's condensed, you're kind of feeling like, oh shoot, like 10 and then anniversary box and then 11, like all really close to each other. I can see that. But for the competitive or just theory crafting, I really enjoy getting to the next puzzle. Again, as Richard has said, because Series 10, I don't want to say we've solved Series 10 because I think that it's still a lot and too broad, but I think we know the pillars and the truth so well that playing it feels, you know, unless there's like a huge shakeup, playing it just feels like, you know, it's stuff we already know, and I mean, it's our fault because we start playing as soon as previews start. But
we get burnt out quickly.
Yeah, but I can say that I'm pretty much already bored of Series 10 cards. I need new, more powerful archetypes. There's colors that still have holes that need to be filled. I don't feel the format. I don't feel the format is completely like complete at all from the color wheel perspective. So I'm greedy. I want more. So I don't think there's personally a problem with the release schedule.
Especially with like to build on that, like especially with Shenron, that it feels like it's missing something. Mm-hmm. It feels like this is like a taste, you know? Like I can't wait to get more dragons and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
It feels like it's missing something.
Yeah. All right, Frisco, your thoughts?
So I think the release schedule is fine in itself. I'm with everybody else that I love the build decks. I love the theory craft, and as much as we don't like the ability to get these new cards, but I like that the way that they shake it up every time they are released. I think if we lower the amount of new cards in draft boxes, I think you would probably feel a little bit less stressed about it.
Agreed.
Because draft box is a product that's supposed to be in the middle between sets, but it's actually has as many, if not probably just as much as a new set as far as new cards.
Right. It's a bunch. It's gigantic. Right now.
And so I think they should probably look at that and lower the amount of new cards in draft box, and that will probably alleviate a little bit of stress.
Right.
Seems fine. So my stance on it, you guys, before when the Unison cards were first announced, I'm sure you guys saw I did a video talking about product releases and Unison, the Unison mechanic as a whole, and my thoughts on it. If you recall, I went into the other big 3 games. If I recall correctly, Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon average, I think it's 12 products releases a year, so 1 a month. So Dragon Ball is basically at that or less for the most part. And then you look at Magic, which is obviously the #1 game, and you just look at since the pandemic started, they have had, Matt, you can back me up on this if I'm wrong, we've had Ikoria, Commander 2021, right? We've had at least 3 Secret Lair products. They've had Core Set 2021. They've had Jumpstart. What else are we missing here? There's at least 2 more products. Signature Spellbook Chandra also came out, and there's one more that I'm missing. I want to say Mystery Boosters, but like 3 or 4 of those I named have been in the last 21 days.
Jeez.
Yeah, the thing is like Magic is so lucky. Magic is so lucky because they can mask their product releases behind targeted audiences. So it's like Commander is for Commander. You have your standard constructed sets for the people that play Standard. You have your Secret Layers for collectors. Whereas Dragon Ball doesn't have that luxury. I mean, it's basically collectors and people that just play the game. So it's like.
It's also important to note that about a third of those product releases have collector's versions of them. So if you're a collector, you need the regular version and the collector's version, which is 3 times more expensive per box.
Yep.
Oh, also, VIP boosters are coming very shortly as well, so you need to get those too if you are a Magic player. So yeah, that like when you look at the volume compared to the competitors, that's just the nature of doing business. That's what the booster pack model is for. Almost every successful game is averaging 1 set or expansion product per month. Like that's the price of doing business. You get used to it.
And if you want to avoid the feels bad, and I know we're trying to wrap up here, the way Richard approaches games and proxying decks and buying, if you want to play this game competitively, the best way to do it is to play test with proxies and online and buy your deck before a tournament, then sell your deck at or after the tournament. If you want to play the game competitively all the time and you want to do it on a budget, that is the best way to approach it, hands down.
Singles are for buying, booster boxes are for drafting with your friends. Around.
Not everyone can afford to be a collector and a competitive player.
Correct.
Yeah.
So I would recommend you not to do.
Don't put that stress on yourself.
All right, so we're gonna do a lightning round before we wrap up here, and it is a design question. We'll start with Frisco. Do you think it is better to have generic leaders or themed leaders when it comes to design? Generic leaders, generically good leaders.
If I had to pick one, I think specified theme leaders would be better because it would scale better as the game goes on because you can scale it throughout multiple sets and keep it at the same level. Whereas generic, you're always stacking on top of each other and trying to one-upper every time. So if I had to pick it.
Jose.
I echo what Frisco was saying because I like the thing that I like about Dragon Ball and why I like the fair decks was because the leaders that do one thing following similar to what they did in the anime, right? So like Thiccy Broly, right? Like the Broly BR. Yeah. Like he goes like I'm gonna go at you, killing myself and whatever, and I don't know what I'm doing, right? But then you're playing against Gogeta, the blue Gogeta, so you get wrecked, destroyed, right? So like I like that. So I echo what Frick was saying for the same reason that he said, but also because for me it's fun. Like if I want to play Zamasu, I don't want to be like, do something that is similar to what he was doing in the anime. If I'm playing Vegeta, I want to play something that makes me feel like I'm Vegeta when I'm playing the game. If I'm playing Jiren, I want to be like freaking invincible, So that's why like normally the decks that I play are because are like that, So
Matt.
Go to Richard.
Richard, fine.
I really think in proper game design, I think it's a pendulum. I think on one end, when you have focus theme after focus theme after focus theme, you create holes in archetypes. Like historically, green has been very, very unique to play this package, and because of that, there were so many holes in green's card pool that it wasn't until just this set, like you didn't have answers to go wide strategies in green from like set 2 until set 10. Like that's the issue. On the other end, people that appreciate the feel of the game being thematic to the show, just like Jose articulated, good stuff decks just never tickle your fancy.
Right.
So you kind of have to offset both. At the end of the day, as a competitive player, I have the most fun when I can predict the cards in your deck and the cards in your hand, and I can try to mitigate any disadvantage and get rewarded for those predictions. Tend to reward good stuff decks over the course of a tournament more often. So I prefer generic competitively, but for a healthy game, you need to have a variety of both.
Matt, do you want to go or do you want me to go?
I mean, I can go right after Richard because I knew exactly what he was going to say, and the reason why I knew exactly what he was going to say is because my answer is very similar. I think if you're going for the best casual, fun experience, I think you want themed leaders that allow for different play experiences, and because it promotes a healthy, casual, good feel for the game. The spirit of the game is maintained with the themed leaders. But I think in the competitive spectrum, you have to design leaders that are a step above other leaders, and the only way to do that is to have generic leaders. And so that's what ends up creating these unique metagames we do in the Dragon Ball Super card game, where you have a leader like Yellow Gotenks that is generic, and he finds his place in that metagame. You have a leader like Dredgeku that finds his place there. You have Sin Shinron, who revolves around his dragons and his dragon themes. He's also very competitive. But your competitive format can't be built if you don't have that touch of generic. It's impossible. Because then if everyone's just playing fun theme decks, then it's like it's just whatever theme deck happens to come out that happens to be the most busted in the current format at the time. It's like, oh well, this theme deck is really good at putting out double strikers because it's a theme, so it's just better than everything else. So I think the best competitive format is a mix. But yeah, like I said, I knew what Richard was going to say because I know that we have the exact same feeling on this topic.
Yeah, so the way I see it, I'm similar to where Matt and Zap are. I don't think I'm quite there, but like I personally think your format, like or like the leader should be like 70-ish% of the theme ones and like 30-ish% generic. For the reasons that Zap was illustrating. If you don't have enough generic stuff, then there are a lot of holes in archetypes, and there's just nothing like, you know, what ends up happening basically if it's too far into the generic category, like you must play the package. What you end up getting is Weiss Schwartz, which is a card game based around anime IP where you choose an anime and you can only play that. So the Konosuba deck, every Konosuba deck looks exactly the same. You can't change it. It must be this way. And then the gameplay just gets stale because there's no variety, there's no variance, there's nothing exciting. Like it's fun the first time, but after like the fifth time, it's boring, and then you can't do anything else with it. So there has to be some generic stuff. But on the flip side, if you make everything too generic, you get power creep.
Correct.
So what ends up happening is like some power creep is good, but the reason why I was saying you want like 70% theme, 30% generic is because you want to reduce the amount of generic stuff. Like enough for it to actually allow metagames to develop, but if it's too much, right? Like you'll just keep creeping and creeping and creeping. We're trying to condense the amount. Like the goalpost moves a little bit every single set, right? You want to make it so it only moves a couple of like centimeters every single set. If you were just like, oh, here is my yellow Broly deck, and then we now have Surgeku. And then we have Gotenks, and you just keep every set just making a leader that's just a generically better version of the last one, then the power level just becomes way too much, and you have to have either a rotation or mass ban.
Or you get a theme leader like Vegeks that it's...
Yeah, exactly. The theme leaders, the theme leaders have to be in the same tier as the
theme. You guys don't understand what the theme is. It's the problem. The theme is don't play cards.
Yeah.
Don't pay energy.
Oh no,
the theme of the deck, bro.
Energy is the theme.
Also, I know.
Free is fun.
Pat decided.
You guys thought the theme was Xeno? You guys are ignorant.
Pat decided to throw arbitrary numbers of 70-30, but in my personal idea and preference, I think that 70-30 can change every set in a really healthy way. I think it could be 70-30 one set, 30-70 the next set. And I think I think that's like making sure you continue that delicate balance back and forth. Choose a set you want to be high powered.
Pendulum ruined Yu-Gi-Oh.
Choose a set where you don't want it to be, and I think that's how you create a unique experience every set release, as opposed to what would happen with Surge Coup, which was you get to series 9.5 and there's only one deck that plays every single good card.
Every single good card.
Because once you get to that point, that's boring. Like 100%. Like unless you're like
Sebastian Super combo too, and it's not even a red card. It's a blue.
All right.
So yeah,
close this out.
Hopefully that answers all of your burning questions for the night. Hopefully you got some insight on how to play on some online tournaments. For me and all the 3xG boys here, hopefully you had a good one. We'll see you guys next week. Jose, do the thing.
Pitu, 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 pitan. Yeah. Chickeny con, and a comp, yeah, mama. Rutum, pitu, pitu, rutum, pitu, pitu, pita. Yeah. Chickeny con, and a comp, yeah. See you next time, boys.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, bye.
Bye.